Today we are diving into a game-changing book that can transform the way you view your trading losses, your market challenges, and most importantly, how you view your life. This book, The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday, teaches us how stoic wisdom can help us overcome challenges, fear, all kinds of things in the modern day. The central idea is simple but powerful. The thing that actually blocks the path or our path can actually become the path itself. Just think about it. Every trading setback, every losing streak, every market crash is just an obstacle, but an obstacle that becomes our path to allow us to actually reach our level of success that we're looking for. More so, it's actually an opportunity to adapt and learn more than actually taking a step back. Don't see obstacles as something that is in our way. See it as something that becomes the way to our success. It's not just an obstacle. It's an opportunity to learn, grow, and become a lot stronger. If you had a choice, would you rather walk around in the dark or walk around in the light? How we view our trading challenges matter a lot more than the challenge themselves. Instead of viewing a loss as failure, see it as a temporary setback or temporary defeat. When we say temporary, that means it doesn't last long and is not there forever. So the way we actually view and perceive our obstacles or things and roadblocks matters a lot more than the roadblock itself. The market is never against you, it's only teaching you. Remember, in a world full of beauty, if you see darkness, then your world will be dark. So the first ways to actually perceive and change perception is to look at things objectively. Most of the time we overcomplicate things. We need to see things as clear as they are. Whatever you see, that's what it is. No emotion or other things attached to that thought. Complexity often kills success. Simplicity enhances success. The number one skill as a day trader is control your emotions. Our impulses, our worries, our fears are something that we need to always keep in check. Being able to control our emotions. We lose trades, we win trades. We need to be able to stand on 10, be able to hold on to our emotions, understand our emotions, be able to operate under high pressure, under low pressure, when things are going great and when things are going bad. Without this skill, you will not be able to succeed as an entrepreneur or a day trader. So being able to change your perception around how you view emotion is very, very important. And the last thing we want to focus on when changing our perception is finding an opportunity in every single difficulty. The reason we want to do this is because most often obstacles are only temporary defeat. When we face temporary defeat, that means we are able to actually get through that. The obstacle is the way. So that obstacle is the path and the only path you have to succeed. So you have to find a way and find the opportunity within that little situation. Even if it's 1 out of 100, you still have an opportunity and there's a chance for success. But if you don't take that 1% chance, there's 100% chance that you don't get what you want. So with that being said, I can tell you guys are definitely getting this, getting the hang of it, and it's making sense. That's why you're here. So let's move on to the next principle. Action. Really quick question for you. Have you ever knew what to do in your life to succeed, but months later, nothing has changed? Knowledge without action is useless. In the book, Holiday teaches us that we need to actually make and take steps to actually achieve our success. As traders, we can look at all the videos, we can study everybody, do whatever. We can back test, but if we're not taking action consistently and executing at 100%, 1000% levels, we will never ever be successful. So all of the knowledge that we gain is useless until we decide to put that foot in front of the other one and take it step by step. Let's get on to how we can actually increase our action and how we can actually use that to propel us to success. So the number one thing to do when taking action in the financial markets is focus on what you can control. Listen, it's something I've definitely dealt with, and it's something that we all have to focus on. The market is looking at other people's actions. It's studying other people's, understanding that we don't really control what the market does. It's an algorithm, it moves around, right? But our job is to focus on our trade setup, focus on what time we wake up, what time we go to sleep, focus on the things that actually matter to us, because I know some of you guys out there are getting this and it makes sense and it's something you want to implement, but I want you to succeed because I know all of you can be and will be successful. Our next principle for taking action is the most important, and that is persistence and discipline. If you need anything and if you take anything from this video, if you want to be successful, you need discipline. You need to remain persistent. That is all it takes. More than likely, you lack discipline in other areas of your life, and that actually transforms and comes into the market. The market is a reflection of us. The world is a reflection of who we are. So the moment you start to be disciplined, persistent, taking that step and consistently taking that step, you will be successful. So always just make sure you put one foot in front of the other. Always show up. Don't worry about everything. Remember, focus on what you can control and be disciplined. But before we do that, we have a goal to hit 100,000 subscribers this year. So if you haven't already subscribed, hit the button. I really appreciate it, and stay up to date with the latest episodes on success as a day trader and entrepreneur. Finally, it's this thing we call will. And the book talks about will a lot. And for me, will is important because it's something that determines how mentally tough we are. It's something that we all need. Willpower. Why power and willpower. If you don't know what why power is, that's why you do what you do. Most people want to express willpower, which is important, but we also need a why power. And in the book, Holiday, he explains willpower. Let me ask you a question. If you worked out for 24 hours straight, would your muscles get worn down, or could you just keep going? Your resilience is a muscle, and like any other muscle, it's very important to grow them, but it's also very important not to wear them out. And if you overextend that muscle, they will eventually wear it down. See, most people think mental toughness and willpower is about saying no to things. So it's actually also about not having to say no, but not actually having it in sight. Don't try to slay the dragon, just stay away from it, right? So understanding that our willpower is a muscle that can be worn down, we must keep temptation away. We must take and eliminate the things that we struggle with the most and try to keep, not try, actually. We must keep them out of our life as much as possible. That way, yes, we have willpower, we have mental toughness, but most successful people, when it comes to discipline, when it comes to willpower, when it comes to action, they're not that impressive. They just don't have to deal with it, and they eliminate it out of their life so they can actually move forward because they know what works and they know what doesn't. Like we said before, the easiest and best way to build mental toughness is to make things very easy, systematic, and easy to follow. All you got to do is follow your system or implement a system, follow that system, and crush it. It's the same thing with trading. As traders, we have a determined and defined edge. We understand what our risk looks like. We understand what our exits and entries look like. And we understand where we want to go as far as our goals and how much profits and the things we want to achieve. So have a system, follow that system, and stick to it. Next, when it comes to will, most things are out of our control. Our job is to actually understand what's in our control, as we mentioned before, and execute on that on an every single day basis. Most of the time when it comes to trading and not being successful, it's just who can stay in the game the longest, who can stick to the process the longest. The process is very simple. You know why it's simple? Because you went through the work, you put in the work, and you built it out. So when you build something out, you must be disciplined, because that discipline allows you to have self-confidence, and that self-confidence allows you to be confident in the process that you built out. And when you're confident in the process that you built out, you stick to the process. Willpower, action, when it comes to these things, when it comes to understanding how to stick to them, it's very easy when you express and focus on what you control and understand that most things are out of our control, but the things that are in our control, we handle them and we stick to them to the T. And since I can see you guys are loving this and y'all getting it, and it's gonna change your life, I'm telling you now, it's gonna change your life. The last thing is always persist through setbacks. See, setbacks, you can switch that to setbacks become setups for future success. It only teaches us what doesn't work or what may not work or what may not be beneficial for us, and allows us to focus on that and then take the steps to actually implement what's going to work for us. So it's like a teaching book that allows us not to repeat what doesn't work, and then allows us to focus on the things that may work or something that may be beneficial that we can study and then implement and then execute. The Obstacles the Way is a great book for traders because it allows us to understand that what's in our way becomes our way to success, and we must implement these three things to allow us to propel forward. So right now, I want you guys to drop a comment. Promise me that you will review your strategy. Focus on how you can change your perception in your strategy. Focus on how you can take proper action in your strategy, and then endure. Express willpower to actually propel and stick to that strategy. Stay disciplined, focus on what you can control, and then move forward. The next thing I want you to do, most importantly, is improve your risk management. Risk management is your number one thing. Change your perception around risk management. If you don't believe in it, change that. Make sure you take action on it. Make sure you write it down on a piece of paper. Keep it in front of your desk. Keep it where you can see it. If you trade futures, focus on contracts. If you trade forex, focus on your pips, stop loss. If you trade stocks, focus on how much you're risking per trade, dollar amount. Understand risk management and improve it, because it will improve your success as a trader. And the last thing is strengthen your trading psychology. The number one way you can strengthen your trading psychology is by hitting subscribe, because we will be coming out with tons and tons of videos like this, because my job is to help. Over the past 2 years, I've been struggling, and trading has been an up and down roller coaster. If you haven't seen my last video, I talked about it a lot there. But over these past 2 years, I've seen things. I learned a lot of things. I spent tons of time on the chart. And one of the main things that I didn't focus on was psychology. And the reason psychology helps is not because you understand all these things, but you understand yourself. And when you can understand yourself, you understand the market a lot better. You become more calm. You understand why you do things. You can start to challenge your beliefs and why you actually focus on certain things. And when you can do that, you can develop your plan for yourself. We have to create a plan for our trade. We got to create a plan for our mentality as well. So trading psychology is the most important thing on here. Change your perception on it. Take action on psychology. Watch more of my videos. Watch other people's videos. Read books. Gain wisdom. And then use willpower to actually endure through those tough times of that change, so you can become that new and better you. So with that being said, remember, the obstacle is the way. It is the only way, and it is the best way. We do not want things to be easy for us, because if it was easy, everybody would do it. You feel me? That's why we trade in the first place, because it's something that's not normal. It's something, it requires you to be a professional. It requires you to understand yourself. It requires you to take action. It requires you to be disciplined and learn every single day. Growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. Fixed mindset people do not believe that they can grow. They believe that whatever it is now is set in stone. And when you have a growth mindset like you do, because I know you have a mindset to grow, you believe that, hey, even if I do fail, I'm going to get there eventually. You know, and you have the belief that what lies ahead is going to be better than what you have now. And even if you have a great life now, your job is to always be learning, to always be growing. And that's what we do here at Professional Profits with your boy, Divine. And in the next video, we will be talking about liquidity. And every time I say liquidity, nobody takes it serious. But what liquidity is, think of it as, you know exactly where the large banks in the market want to enter and exit their trades. Not just round hole numbers, not just that. We're talking pinpoints in the market. That's what I trade. That's how I trade. And my job is to help you trade like that, make it very simple for you, and turn you into a professional trader with professional profits.